Mara, I need you to know something before the satellite window closes. There are 6 of us on this station. The comm log shows 7 voices talked over Channel 2 last night. I checked names against births. The 7th voice used my name. It called me by the name Doctor. Ash uses the one nobody else down here knows, the one you write in my birthday cards. Something down here has read our mail. Mara, we're 4 days into the rotation at Solen Station, 3,140 meters down, in a trench nobody bothered to name until we did. The pressure gauge reads 314 atmospheres. Doesn't feel real until you watch that number and realize it's the only thing between you and paste. There are 6 of us. Me, Ren, Callum, Dr. Ash, Tomas, and Priya, who you'd like. We rotate 12 on, 12 off, logging hydrophone feeds for vent fauna nobodies named yet. Yesterday, I did the birth inventory. There's a 7th locker, sealed, hand-labeled in old marker, Akafer J. Nobody on the crew list. Nobody remembers packing it. Tomas says it's probably leftover from the build crew 2 years back. I opened it anyway. Empty, except one glove, sized too small for anyone currently breathing on this station. Mara, something happened on the overnight watch I can't get Tomas to explain. At 0240, the comm log recorded 3 voices talking over Channel 2. Only 2 of us were awake, me on hydrophone duty, and Ren asleep, Mike dead. The playback has my voice, Ren's voice, and a 3rd underneath both, thin. The way sound gets when it's traveled through too much water. It uses my name, not the one on my badge. The one Priya uses, the one from home, the one you tucked in the corner of your last care package, so customs wouldn't flag it. Nobody down here should know that. I asked Ren if he'd been talking in his sleep. He said the same thing happened to him 2 nights ago, except the voice used his mother's maiden name, and he never told anyone that either. Mara, I found the reason nobody remembers packing that locker. Solen sits on the footprint of an older outpost, Meridian Deep 6, decommissioned in 1987 after a hull integrity failure. The schematics were supposed to be scrubbed from the archive. Dr. Ash found the folder anyway, buried under a directory named Do Not Restore. The old manifest lists 7 crew. 6 were recovered when the rescue sub reached the site. The 7th, J. Akafer, is listed unaccounted for, presumed lost outside the pressure hull. There's a line in the incident report I keep rereading. It says divers heard tapping on the hull for 6 hours after the failure, in a pattern matching the station's own comm code for all clear. Nobody answered it. The report doesn't say why they didn't. Mara, it happened again tonight, except this time I heard it myself. 3 taps on the outer hull near the aft ballast tank at 0310. Slow, evenly spaced, like knuckles on a door. At this depth, that isn't possible. Nothing survives out there without a hull of its own. Sonar showed nothing within 400 meters. No current, no fish, no debris. Callum checked the hull cameras. Empty water, lit gray-green by our own floodlights, silt drifting sideways in a current that shouldn't exist this deep. Then, on the recording, right after the third knock, our own comm code plays back. All clear. Sent from outside the station. We didn't send it. Dr. Ash logged it as a sensor artifact. Nobody believes that, including her. She's the one who told me not to answer if it happens again. Mara, I saw something in the viewport tonight, and I want it written down before I talk myself out of it. I was alone in the wet lab. Lights dimmed for the camera feeds. The glass reflects the room back at you in low light, the way any dark window does. I caught movement behind my own reflection. A second shape, standing where the hatch is, wearing a wetsuit collar with a name patch. I turned around, nobody there. I looked back at the glass. The reflection was still turned toward me. The patch read Aakaffer clearly enough to say out loud, and it lifted one hand, the way you'd wave to someone through a window. You didn't think they could see you through. The floodlights outside cut out for 4 seconds. When they came back on, my reflection was alone again. Mara, Callum missed his watch this morning. Nobody could raise him on internal comm, so I went to his berth myself. His bunk light was on. His coffee was still warm, still steaming, sitting on the shelf like he'd set it down 2 minutes ago. His boots were by the door. His logbook lay open to a page with my name written 11 times. Nothing else. Just my name in his handwriting, getting smaller each line, until the last one is barely a scratch. Callum isn't anywhere on this station. We've checked every compartment, every airlock, every seal. All of them read sealed from the inside, undisturbed, no depressurization logged. The crew roster still lists him present. Dr. Ash tried to delete his name from the active list. The system won't let her. Mara, the outer airlock comm is active right now. I can hear it through the bulkhead speaker in the mess. It's using my voice. Calm, level, exactly how I sound, asking Tomas to open the outer hatch because I'm locked out on the wet deck doing a hull inspection nobody scheduled. Tomas is standing 2 feet from me. We're both listening to it. It knows the verification phrase for tonight, the one only station command should have. It knows Priya's name for me. It's using all of it, patient, unbroken, cycling through every private word this station has ever recorded, waiting for one of us to be tired enough, or lonely enough, or scared enough to open the door. We've cut power to the airlock panel. The voice hasn't stopped. It started using Callum's instead. Mara, this is the last window before the relay boy drifts out of range for 11 hours. I don't know if there's a message after this one. The roster board just updated itself. 6 names have gone gray. Aakaffer J is highlighted at the top, active, on watch. The system lists his current task as shipped ashore, external hull. Someone is standing outside the mess hatch, not knocking this time, just waiting the way you wait for someone to finish getting ready before you walk out a door together. The handle is turning. If you don't hear from me by the next window, don't call the company line. Call the number I gave you, the one that isn't in any file, and tell them the seventh locker was never empty. Subscribe if you want to know what answered when I finally